Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, most welcome guests. Hassan did immediately one of the most important things with his introduction. He engaged the audience. And he chose to do that by asking us a question. And it wasn't just a vague question that most people might be able to answer. He asked us, have you ever taken your family to a restaurant where they didn't want to go? Now immediately, as soon as you use words like family, it's going to provoke images in all our heads. Even if you don't have your own family, you might look back to childhood. Immediately, you're paying attention to the speaker. And he followed that up with humor. He had that image of his son. Again, if you don't have kids, we can all relate to that image of the sulking kid. And by asking us a question and then injecting a bit of humor in, immediately he has the audience on his side. Of course, the main objective with this speech, number 8, was visual aids. And he had really simple visual aids. Most of them were a single image, maybe a couple of images. You glance at the screen, you get the information, and then straight away your eyes go back to Hassan and you're following with what he's saying. That was for the majority of the slides. I should also mention that I think he used about a slide per minute, which is a good ratio to use when giving such a presentation. My recommendation to Hassan to make the speech even better is to be wary of using the flip chart. He uses here when he asks a question to guess a percentage, and at the back I couldn't see it. I think he could have stuck with the TV, it was working so well. Also, another thing to remember is to try and use bold fonts. It's quite fair like that, we're not going to see it further towards the back. My other recommendation to Hassan is to be aware of the quote at the end. He finished with a quote which broke from the beautiful simplicity that built up to that final slide. When he came to read the quote, it was up there, I was already reading it, then he started speaking it, and it got a little bit disjointed. So try and keep the slides as simple as possible, just as the previous slides were. Hassan asked me to look at his pauses. He uses pauses really well. He's made a point, he takes a moment, and then he'll move on to the next point. He really allows his audience time to take in everything that he's saying. And he has incredible energy as well here. He's talking about an ordinary family traveling around a random part of Texas. And you really have to bring those sort of characters to life. And he was putting on voices, he was distinguishing the mother, the father, and so on. He's brilliant. He's a really natural, and I would say a very quietly confident speaker. Brilliant speech. Very much looking forward to number 9, Madam Toastmaster.